1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The foreign minister says India wants to destabilize Pakistan by disseminating sectarian violence in the country. The Speaker of the National Assembly has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to continue its support to the just struggle of Kashmiris for their inalienable right to self-determination. Pakistan and China have vowed to further enhance bilateral cooperation in tourism, culture and people-to-people contacts. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Political Communications says the government will write a letter to the United Kingdom-based law firm Broadsheet to gain more insight about the assets of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz leader Mohammad Nawaz Sharif. The United States has made it clear that India will face sanctions if it purchases Russian S-400 air defense systems. South African cricket squad has arrived in Karachi to play 2 Test and 3 T20 international matches. And now the news in detail. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said India wants to destabilize Pakistan by disseminating sectarian violence and strife in the country. Talking to media in Bulletin today, he said Pakistan exposed the negative role of India to the international community by providing irrefutable evidence of Indian-sponsored state terrorism in Pakistan. About Kashmir, the Foreign Minister said the Kashmiri youth are being martyred in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir by declaring them as terrorists. He added that voices are also being raised in the European countries about the Indian atrocities in the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. He said Joe Biden administration is also talking about the human rights violations being committed in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Asad Kaisar, has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to continue to back the just struggle of the Kashmiris for their inalienable right to self-determination. Talking to MNA and Member Kashmir Committee Noreen Farooq in Islamabad today, he said India's 5th August 2019 illegal steps in the occupied territory have exposed its true face before the world. Asad Kaisar said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been given directions for the conduct of an International Kashmir Convention this year. He said Kashmir is an unfinished agenda of the partition of the subcontinent and its resolution is imperative for regional peace and stability. The Speaker and Member Kashmir Committee Noreen Farooq also discussed the formation of an all-parties parliamentary group to highlight the Kashmir dispute at the international level. Pakistan and China have vowed to further deepen their bilateral engagements to promote cooperation in the fields of tourism, culture and people-to-people contacts. The resolve was expressed during a meeting between Pakistan's ambassador to China, Moinul Haq, and the Chinese Vice Minister of Culture and Tourism, Zhang Qi, in Beijing. During the meeting, both the sides noted that all-weather friendship between Pakistan and China has provided a strong foundation for further enhancing bilateral engagements in the domains of tourism, culture, media and heritage protection. Both the sides agreed that expansion of bilateral tourism could become a new area of cooperation between Islamabad and Beijing. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Political Communication, Dr. Shahbaz Gill, has said the government will write a letter to the United Kingdom-based law firm Broadsheet to gain more insight about the assets of PMLN leader Mohammad Nawaz Sharif. Talking to newsmen in Lahore this afternoon, he said Prime Minister Imran Khan has categorically stated that no NRO will be given to the opposition for looting the national exchequer. Shahbaz Gill said leaders of the opposition parties are making hue and cry over non-issues and trying to escape from accountability. He said efforts are also being made by the opposition to file a baseless lawsuit against him. The Minister for Science and Technology, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, has welcomed WhatsApp's decision to delay the change of its privacy policy, terming it a positive step. In a tweet today, he said companies like Facebook affect too many people, and it is important that in critical decision-making, it should involve wider section of consumers and data protection must be ensured at all times. 45 more people died of coronavirus in the country during the last 24 hours, according to latest statistics issued by the National Command and Operations Centre. 2,432 new COVID-19 cases surfaced in the country after conducting tests of 42,422 people during the same period. There are now 33,763 active cases of coronavirus in the country. 472,099 people have so far recovered from the infection. This is Radio Pakistan. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference Working Vice Chairman Ghulam Ahmad Gulzar has appealed to the United Nations and the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation to use their influence on India to settle the Kashmir dispute in accordance with the Kashmiris' aspirations. In a statement in Srinagar, Ghulam Ahmad Gulzar said recent extrajudicial killing of 6 youths in fake encounters in Shupaiya and Srinagar should serve as an eye-opener for the world community. He said India must allow terms of world human rights bodies to visit the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and take stock of the ground situation. The United States has made it clear that India will face sanctions if it purchases Russian S-400 air defense systems. An American embassy spokesperson in New Delhi said the United States is aware of reports of India's planned purchase of S-400s. The spokesperson said the United States has not made any wavered determinations with respect to the Indian transactions with Russia. The Trump administration has been telling the Indians to drop the $5.5 billion deal for 5 missile systems and avoid a diplomatic crisis. In Afghanistan, 8 Taliban militants were killed during clashes with the security forces at the headquarters of Darkat district in Takhar province today. An army officer said 1 soldier was also killed, while 5 soldiers were injured in the firefight. Saudi Arabia says it will reopen its embassy in Qatar in the coming days. This was stated by the Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan while talking to journalists in Riyadh. Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain and Egypt imposed diplomatic trade and travel embargo on Qatar in mid-2017, accusing it of supporting terrorism. Iran's Revolutionary Guards today fired long-range ballistic missiles into the Indian Ocean on the second day of a military exercise. Today's drill targets were in the Gulf of Oman and the northern Indian Ocean. The United Nations has expressed concern over the humanitarian situation and its impact on civilians in Ethiopia's Tigray region. In a statement, High Commissioner for Refugees Filippo Grande said UNHCR and partners carried out a rapid assessment mission last week at the 2 camps with the Ethiopian Agency for Refugee and Returnee Affairs and have been able to start restoring the water supply and limited health services. Cricket. The South African cricket squad has arrived in Pakistan for their first tour to the country after a 14-year break. The team led by Quinton de Kock reached Karachi today and will be tested for COVID-19 soon. Both the teams will play 2 Test and 3 T20 international matches. The Test matches will be played at Karachi and Rawalpindi, while all the 3 T20 matches will be played at Lahore. The first Test match will be played at Karachi on the 26th of this month. A 10-member team of Nepalese climbers have become the first mountaineers to reach the summit of world's second highest peak, K2. K2 is among the last of the 14 8,000-meter peaks that were not summited during the winter season. The team was led by Shangdawa Sherpa. And finally, the weather. Very cold weather is expected in Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and North Balochistan, while cold conditions and dry weather has been forecast in other parts of the country during the next 12 hours. Dense fog is likely to prevail in the plain areas of the Punjab and Upper Sindh. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.